Welcome, foolish mortal. You must be either very foolish or very brave to come here at night. Are you sure you want to come in? Alright. Leave a like, subscribe, because you're getting a spooky ride. I'm inclined to tell you, welcome to the 31 days of Halloween, where I post a spooky video every single day. Or should I say, welcome to the vampire lair. In this vlog, I will be reading the whole Mina and the Undead series. This contains 3 books. We have Mina and the Undead, Mina and the Slayers, and Mina and the Cult. These are all written by Amy McCall. She has a booktube channel. She does a lot of book reading / writing sprints. I'll link her channel down below. These just sound really good. This is all about Mina. And Mina is a horror enthusiast. She arrives in New Orleans to, meet visit her estranged sister Libby, and she's looking forward to it. Like, if you're a horror enthusiast, New Orleans is probably the best place to be. So she wants to explore the city's darkest secrets, vampire tours, seedy bars, spooky cemeteries, and most of all, the disturbing local myths. She has gotten a job in a movie haunted house. However, while she's there, they actually find a body of a girl with teeth marks in her neck. So Mina has to discover what's really going on before her sister gets into a local myth. Now, I haven't read the back of the other 2 books. I don't really want to because I am afraid it's gonna spoil anything. But this seems to be about vampire slayers. And this says cult, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna love it. These are all middle grade books. On the edge of YA, if I'm correct. The first book is 249 pages. The second is 405. And the third is a bit smaller again with 385 pages. So let's get into it. This book is right. I don't know how to tell you what happened. 2 days ago, like 2 nights ago, I just read 5 pages of halfway mark to the book, and I was like, well, tomorrow I'll just read till the half mark, like 1 more chapter till the half mark, and then I'll update the video. Because it was late, I didn't want to do them back. And then, yesterday evening, I, started to read that chapter on Barbara's Prince, and apparently that was the half, the chase point. The half, for whatever you want to call it. The book changed completely. And it just had me in a sort of a chokehold. And I just wanted to finish the book. So I kept reading. At some point I even turned off sprints because I just did not want the breaks. And now it's finished. So let me try to talk to you about my feelings at the beginning of this book until the end. Because it has truly been a ride. First of all, immediately when I start reading this, it is YA. I have no clue why I was confused. It even says it on the back. So, that was on me. But it starts in the beginning of the book, there is this blossoming relationships between two humans and their teens, so it is a bit of the indie awkward crush phase at first, which I don't need. I'm not interested in. I'm not saying it was written bad. Not at all. But I just don't care for romance. And that was the focus of the book in the beginning. And I was like, oh, I really hope there will be more death and decay. Then I kinda expected the love interest to be the killer in this book, because he was hot, smart, and he was obviously keeping secrets. Like, they were shining through that he knew stuff that he probably he shouldn't have known. So it's like, it's him. It's gotta be him. It's always the hot, smart love interest. And I was like, oh no, I really hope it doesn't go that route. If it doesn't, it's probably gonna be, oh, then they're finally thing at the end, and then she has to go away again, and then next summer they're gonna meet, and it's gonna be super awkward in the second book. And it's like, oh, I don't really want that. Oh boy, was I wrong. I was so afraid in the beginning this was a very typical, foreseeable, standard YA. And it's not. It's absolutely not. There were twists in this that I really enjoyed. She was not afraid to cut characters at all. Multiple have died. In a way that they absolutely cannot return. And although there is one bit in the ending, I don't think it's convenient, but let's say it's very handy. I was very satisfied with the ending, and I enjoyed it very, very much. And I don't know. It is now the next morning, and I'm still thinking about this book. So it got me. And I really enjoyed the ride. This is so addicting to read. As soon as I started, I just wanted to read the book. If I did not start at night in the first day, I probably would have finished it in a day. It is that addicting. And there were a lot of references in this book. A lot of this reference to the interview of a vampire. That has been on my TBR for ages. Then people started to tell me that it is a very slow book. And people that I trust told me, you're probably not gonna like it. And it's a chunker. So I removed it for the TBR. Because they're probably right. I'm not gonna love it. I don't like slow stories. I had such a hard time with Dracula. The start of the book is so slow. I actually DNF'd it. And when I picked it up the second time, that was, again, just before the changing point of that book. And I loved the second half. But the first half was a struggle for me. So I'm pretty sure I am going to struggle with the book. However, now I kind of want to read it again because of this book. Which is insane. I know it's a chunker. I know there is a high chance I am not gonna love it. But this book wants me to read it again. And I don't know what to do because it does not sound like a good idea. But now I really want to. And then there was some reference of Dracula, but also of Elvira. Ewald has told me many times to watch it. And I think it's time. We have to do it. I do think so. So I'll check if I have it available, if I can stream it. I really want to watch it. It just haven't happened. I don't know why. So I think it is time to watch Elvira as well. I don't know. And I don't know how to rate this book. Because I did not like the first part. Because I was just not interested in the love interest. It's not done wrong. Absolutely not. It's just my preference. However, the last half, loved it. 5 stars without a doubt. But because I did not love the first half, I was like, 5, it's not realistic. I think 4. But here I am. The day after, and the book still holds me in a chokehold. I could not immediately sleep yesterday because my head was so busy thinking about this book. So I think that makes it a very good book. If it is a book you still think about later, it's 5 stars, right? I don't know. So we're gonna let that hang in there. We'll see what I read this book after I've read 1 or 2 of the others in this. We'll find out. But I want to kind of depend on the other books, if that makes sense. Also, I might change my rating a week after this, because if I'm still thinking about it, then it's cruel to not give it 5 stars. So, very confused, but loved it. That is basically the summary of this update. Look at me, I've almost talked 10 minutes about a book. Great. Great.
Hello. Turns out these books keeps being addicted. Yeah. I started reading last night after dinner. So probably around 7-ish. And I could not put it down. Finally, at 12:30, I could put it down. Which, I normally go to bed around 11. So I'm now currently on page 262, so I'm over half. I don't know what it is with these books. They're just very addicting. It's not. I don't think they're masterpieces, and that sound harsh. And I obviously love these books, so that is not my intent. However, I feel the writing is good, no question about it. But I don't think that this is so much above all other books. I don't think so. I don't think this is a one-of-a-kind book. However, the experience I'm having with it is a rare one. When does it happen that you cannot put down the book? Those are the best. That's the best reading experience you can have when you just want to keep on reading. And I just can't point the finger on what it is that makes me have that with these books. I wish I knew, because then, I could find more books that gave me that experience. This is book 2 in the Mina series. This is Mina and the Slashers. So this book continues in what we find out about the vampire culture in the first book. And it just deepens our understanding of that culture. We see more of it, and we also see the other side of it. And those are called the slashers. And we're following Mina, knowing both sides of the stories now. And she's feeling very conflicted. I do think she feels the need to choose a side, which she doesn't really want to. She can see the merit of both of them, but she can also see the evil of both of them. And this is just such a fun read. This is a YA, so it reads a bit easier and faster, which is a very good thing. We're following this group of teenage kids with, they're all just 18 or in their early 20s. And their relationships are so dynamic. It's so difficult sometimes. It's so complicated. But they do their best to make it work. And I love that so much. I feel for all these characters. And then there are a lot of reference to horror and, very nostalgic things and stuff, which is, very fun, obviously. And in this book, Mina's trying to decide what she wants with her life, and so she is doing an internship at this police station, which obviously gets her in touch with murders again. So yeah, it's just very intriguing to me. I love the setting, I love the world building, I love the characters. Yeah, I don't know. I can't choose if it's the characters or the world that is keeping me so intrigued. I absolutely think it's a mix. So yeah, highly recommend these books. I have a bit less than 140 pages to go. So, knowing what happened with the first book and the first half of this book, I'll probably finish it tonight and I'll talk to you then, I guess.
As expected, I did finish Mina and the Slayers last night. I enjoyed this very, very much. I enjoyed it a little bit less than the first one, but this is definitely a 4 stars, which makes the first one absolutely a 5 star. So that's decided. These books, I don't know what they're doing. The plot has thickened in this one. There is definitely, in the third book, there's definitely going to be more overlap about the two things that are going on, basically. I can't say anything about the ending because I will spoil it. But it was interesting. The things these young characters go through is insane. I feel very bad for them. And they'll definitely have a big evil to battle in the third book. So I can't wait. And I will be reading the third book in Amy McCall's her sprints. She is sprinting every Thursday. And I think that is just the most fitting way to finish this series. I don't think I will read the whole book in one evening. However, it could maybe. I don't think I can just manage that time-wise. Interest-wise, it could happen. So yeah, I probably need to read a bit more of the third book tomorrow. But yeah, I can't wait to read the third book, especially in Amy There's Prince. It's gonna be fun.
I had a really lovely day today. I went to some pumpkin farms and got some pumpkins, which was great. And I don't have pumpkins here. I was planning to update you tomorrow and show you all the pumpkins I got and tell you about this book. But I've, started reading this book before going to bed. Or I was now planning to go to bed, but yeah, honestly, I had a hard time getting through this. I think it's 4 or 5. No, it's more than 5. It's the first 10 chapters. And I had a really hard time getting through those. And that's because the sisters decide to go visit their mom and dad they haven't seen for 10 years. Because he left them when they were young. And now we're at this very charming man's house, which he's obviously has because he left his children when they were so young. So I had a really hard time getting through that. I know a bit about charming asses, especially fathers. So yeah, I didn't like him. I had, I don't want to. I don't want to read about this kind of man because these kind of men take satisfying about. See, my story is interesting. People are reading books about it. No, you're not. He's that well written, right? That I was really not wanting to read this to not give him that satisfaction. Yeah, he just pulled a stunt. And I'm angry. I was ready to go to bed, but I definitely cannot sleep now because I'm so angry. He went too far. I hope he dies. I hate this man with every bone in my body. I'm so angry now. So I don't often hope a character dies, but sacrifices has to be made. It's his words. So yeah, obviously this is called Mina and the Cold, so I'm very angry at a very traumatic dad that has a community and he's called a shepherd, so it's safe to say he's the cult leader, right? I'm just so angry right now. So yeah, it's going great. I'm not even 100 pages in. And this book made me mad. They now just went to home. And the dad is trying to charm his way in, trying to gaslight, trying to manipulate these girls, and I absolutely freaking hate it. Somebody must die in this book. Please, pick him. Pick him. So I'm definitely not gonna sleep now, so I'll continue reading. But yeah, because I was so emotional right now, I thought I'd come here, share with you. That this book is about the dickhead. And also, it's probably funny for you to see me this way, but not for me. I'm angry. So yeah, I'll show you the pretty pumpkins tomorrow. And hopefully have good news about this book. Hope there were some casualties. We'll see. I promised to show you some pumpkins, so here I am with my pumpkin haul. I have this cute yellow one. I just think he's cute. I'm not sure if he's gonna make it to the Halloween dinner, but then he will decorate something else, but I needed to have him. I have these 4 little orange ones. Those will definitely make it. I will put them on the plates, maybe with a little name tag for everyone. I'm not sure, but these were too cute. And they're just gonna be cute and pretty on the plates before dinner. I have very tiny white ones because they're cute. And I do not know which color scheme I will be going for in this whole Halloween dinner. There will be black and orange, but maybe white, maybe gray, we'll see. I got a bigger white one. Yeah, I just liked it. And it's cute. And again, I don't know which one, but this would also fit that Cinderella theme, so. And then I got this orange one just for the stem because it looks so incredibly interesting to me. And this is the biggest one I got. It's not that big. However, I think the pumpkins that are so delicious were this gray. Or they said it was the best tasting pumpkin. However, the people were not home, so I could not ask them. So it also looks a bit grungy. I think it's a scary looking pumpkin. So I can definitely use this for Halloween decor, but also I'll try to get back when they're there and ask if it were the gray ones that were so good tasting, because then you might have to eat it. I also did read a tiny bit more of Mina and the Cult. And this was a switch. Because right after I talked to you, I started reading again, and we found ourselves in a Gothic library, which perfect setting, absolutely love. And then Adam's family is mentioned again, love it. But Mina is trying to get intel on this cult. And they meet somebody online. They were like, well, I can't tell you here. Meet me at this gaming hall. Which appropriate location, thank you. And then Mina is gonna play Tekken. And she's like, oh, I'm just gonna play with this character because it's my favorite. And I was like, yes, same girl. Love that one. But I'm pretty sure I'm gonna butcher the name. So it's Ling Xiaoyu. But maybe you pronounce that differently. But I loved her. I played 90% of the time I was playing Tekken with her, and I played a lot of Tekken. So I do love the reference in this book. I have 240 pages to go. So hope to finish it today. Not sure though. We'll see. I finished Mina and the Cult. And the dude I hate with a passion did not die. So that was a bummer. To be fair though, this ends very cutesy with the whole family. And although there are hints of, the parents telling, I know we need to gain your trust and we're willing to be patient. I do feel it is very unrealistic, to be fair. I do know a thing or two about unkind dad. And although mine never apologized. So, that obviously makes a difference. Mine also did not try to kill my boyfriend. And I still would never trust him again. It feels very, very unrealistic to me to have Thanksgiving dinner with the parents that left you for 20 years when you were young. One, because he found his research more important, and that's why he almost killed your boyfriend. And the other, because she found it more important to be a vampire than raising her kids. So I know there has been happened a lot, and that does bring people closer. However, I would not be having Thanksgiving with them. When you just rekindle, I just would not trust them. And although the drive of one of the parents has been gone, I think this is just too much to ask. Like, that's not how it works to have me over for Thanksgiving. Well, you haven't been there for me my whole life. Try to kill my friends, my boyfriend. Yeah, no. So that was a very disappointing ending for me because I do think it's very unrealistic. Outside of the fact that I would love to see that person die. The rest of the book is good. A lot happens in this. Many people die. And I do think the battles are very well portrayed and there was a lot of going on and I really enjoyed the book, but not as much as the other two. Some of it is definitely my personal preference. When you hate a character, it is hard to read a book sometimes and get through it. And that definitely made me not this book not as gripping for me as the other two. This took me way longer to read. Well, it is smaller than the second book. But it was still a very good book. And I love the bonds between the friends and the hardships they have to go through and the new characters that are added and the hardships they have to go through. And yeah, still think this is a 4-star. I loved it, but the first Mina was definitely my favorite. I have that all the time. Most of the times, the first in the series is my favorite. But yeah, definitely worth a read if you want a vampire read. So this was it for this vlog. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're in the vampiric spirits now. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to follow me on this spooky ride. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, foolish mortals.